Morning, everybody, from Riviera Maya. It is sunrise, about 15 minutes after sunrise. Sunrise is at 6:31 here in Riviera Maya, and I've been out here just enjoying this beautiful, beautiful moment. I'm actually out here in the middle of this little cove. I'm going to take you back so you can kind of see the hotel that I'm staying at. I'm out here at an old Mayan ruin that is just off the water. Just off the water. That's my hotel back here. My hotel sits on over 500 acres, like 525 acres this hotel sits on, with 1,100 rooms. If that is not amazing. Look at that beautiful sunset too. Clouds kind of came in just as we were getting down here. Here's the Mayan ruin. This is a temple. It's just lovely. Big, impressive, I think it's about a decade-old, 10-year-old hotel that we're staying at. It's been a lovely couple days. Great birthday weekend for sure. Very nice treat just to get away, escape everything you could say, and come down here to one of my favorite destinations, Riviera Maya for sure. All the different places I've been in Mexico, this is still, I think, my favorite. I'm very partial to this neck of the woods, you could say. The culture, the history, it's just beautiful. It really is. It's just beautiful here. But this morning, what I wanted to kind of go through, because I've had some people come to me over the course of the last couple weeks, month for sure, and there's just so much pain and so much heartache in this world. And number one, I think those of you who are just got hit by great big waves splashing up. I thank those of you who have messaged me and sent me your very vulnerable, deep shares of where you're at with your hopes and your dreams, with your life, with the different things that you have going on. And I feel you, I feel you. Life definitely has its ups and downs, and sometimes it feels like we're kind of in the rut of life for so long, and it's exhausting down there. It's fatiguing to us mentally, emotionally, physically. You're not sleeping, it jacks us up in so many ways, and it's not the way we're supposed to be living. It's not what we're supposed to really be, experiencing in this life. We're supposed to have a little bit of that, because here's the thing. When we have those low points, what we get is we get contrast. Okay, we get the contrast, and the contrast gives us desire. Without contrast, we do not have desire birth into our life. It's really, really important to start to look at the negative areas that you're perceiving as negative as just that, opportunities to build desire, opportunities to know exactly what you want in life. There was many years ago, number one, I grew up a very, very poor Northern California country farm girl, and except my parents didn't have a farm. I grew up in the farmland, and my house was like 650 square feet. My daddy was in construction, but the last thing he ever worked on was our house. So my bedroom didn't even have, it was just the subfloor and the particle board for the walls. I never, in all of my childhood, had actual flooring, carpeting in my bedroom. I never had, walls that were complete. I just had that pastel green board, whatever the heck it's called, I don't even know, but that white stuff that if you break it off, it's underneath our actual paint and stuff. And nothing was ever fixed. Nothing was ever solid in my home. There was the bathroom never got fixed. The bathroom had cement. My hallway as a child was just cement laid down. The bathroom, you could see the fixtures, you could see the plumbing still. The walls were incomplete. And I had lots of happy moments, but I was a kid, right? I was a kid. I didn't understand a lot of the different things. Now, as I became older and a teenager, different things started to settle in, and I started to realize, hey, you're really fucking poor. Your parents are poor. And every time I asked for something, it was a definite no, because my parents could not afford it. I grew up as an only child, although I am the youngest of quite a few more. I'm the only child between my parents, and there's quite the age span between myself and my siblings. So I did grow up as an only child, and even in the midst of all of that, of really not having community, being out in the middle of nowhere, because that's where we were. I did not grow up with a lot of people around me. I didn't start school, little tidbits. I didn't start school until 3rd grade, and I was homeschooled. And my parents had actually started one of the very first homeschool concepts in Northern California at that time, and I got to name the school. I named it Valentine School because I wanted to be all about heart. I was big into the heart, as I still am today. And then I went, as time went on, I started to really, really understand where my family and myself ranked in this world. And I went through the shaming and the criticizing and the not having and not even being able to afford birthday presents for friends or to be able to go to different events because it cost money. And I couldn't buy hot lunch because that cost money, and back then there wasn't all these qualifying things for food for kids and everything. But the point is that as time went on, I kept the mentality of small. I kept the mentality of scarcity. I kept the mentality that I saw while growing up, that life was hard and that I was just a poor little Northern California girl that wasn't really worthy of opportunity, wasn't ever going to, as much as I might have wanted and desired, somewhere in me I was just I'm not ever going to be able to have those things. And then I got married and I had kids and I got overwhelmed even more, and responsibility grew even more, and then I had more kids. And I was married to somebody that, although I might have loved as a person, I wasn't in love with them as a life partner. I wasn't, really truly turned on to them. And I sure as fuck was not turned on to our life, which was living not even paycheck to paycheck because he was commission sales, but it was starvation. Try raising 5 children on $17,000 a year. We did it numerous years. Somehow we did manage to do that. So I've seen some struggles. I've seen some hardships. I've lost homes. I've lost cars. I've had my power turned off for months on end. I've gone into deep, deep depression for a few years in a row. I've not wanted to get up in the morning for myself or my children. I've thought of some pretty hellacious things in those moments, and I sit here today watching a beautiful sunrise, enjoying a beautiful moment, and have been doing this new adventure in my life for the last few years because I made a decision. I made a decision that no matter what, every day does have a sunrise, and it's up to me to embrace it. It's up to me to really truly take it in, because this is my life. And this morning I want to remind you that the sun's not just rising in my life, the sun's rising in yours too. You deserve an opportunity, but you've got to make it. You've got to see it. You've got to realize that the sun is rising, and it is up to you, up to the things that you are focusing on. It is up to the things that you are feeling to really give yourself the opportunity to embrace that sunrise. So I ask you this morning to look for the good in today. Embrace today with a big, beautiful heart, with the eagerness of Christmas morning. I ask you to look at your life through heaven's eyes and to realize you are worthy, no matter what that backstory is, no matter how depressed you are, no matter how frustrated, how worn out you might feel, how scared you might be to take that step. If your heart, if your soul is calling you to do something, stop fiddling around, stop making excuses, and just go do. Because that path before you, it can be a beautiful one. The opportunity is there. And the reason why you're in the midst of the shit that you might be in is so that you can have these desires. You can embrace who you truly are, embrace your power, and have that fuck yes life. With that, I'm off to go get coffee, because this might be a conscious coffee, but I haven't had coffee. And there's this amazing little coffee shop here in the resort. Last night after dinner, we went to a Mediterranean dinner and I had lobster last night. It was really, really yummy. And then we went off to the coffee shop and sat there, and I had this like Irish coffee with a whole bunch of different stuff in it. It was really, really yummy. And then walking back to our room, we found these trees. I'm going to find them again today, because I'm like, I'm going to take some pictures there. I just want to go later. But we laid out on the beach again like we did yesterday and watched the stars. An asteroid came into the hemisphere last night, which was really cool to watch burn up. Steve, he's never seen an asteroid. I got the opportunity of seeing an asteroid break up into 3 pieces out in Maui about a decade ago, sitting there on the lanai. And then I was telling him about it, and sure enough, here's manifestation for you. I'm telling him about, oh man, because we were watching shooting stars and airplanes and satellites and everything, and I was telling him, I was like, have you ever seen an asteroid coming into the hemisphere? And he was like, no, I haven't. And so I was telling him about the asteroid in Maui that I got to see, because as it came down, it was just on fire, and it was amazing, and it broke into 3 pieces, and it was absolutely incredible. And then maybe 15 minutes after I tell him that, this asteroid just comes shooting through the sky, and I was like, talk about some manifestation power. Like I said, have you ever done this? Tell you about it. You're like, no, and here's an asteroid for us to share together. So beautiful, beautiful experience there. But on the way back, we found a whole bunch of hammocks in trees. So we just laid underneath these trees staring at the stars. He fell asleep. I just laid there staring at the stars, listening to the night birds and the creatures about, and just enjoying the breeze and the beauty of the moment. Really taking it in, really appreciating it. And that's a key. That is a key. For all the heartache, for all the struggle and the trouble that we might go for all the fatigue and the worry and the fear that we embrace in this life and believe we have to live with, gratitude, appreciation, and slowing the fuck down is definitely some key factors to shifting your life into the right areas. So I ask you to do that again today, but really truly enjoy this day. Realize that there's a sunrise. It's not just happening for Kendal in Riviera Maya or somebody else someplace else. That the sun rose for you too today. The sun rose so that you can have the start to your new life path, but you've got to want it. And as long as you're looking at the negativity in your life, well, the path is going to still end up tainted. Bring your attention to the sunrise. Bring your attention to your desires, to your hopes and your dreams, and feel the power that moves through you, because you are a child of this amazing universe, a child of God, child of Creator, child of Source, whatever term you want to use. I don't care what your spiritual beliefs are. Just know that life moves through you, and that is amazing, amazing power. So take heed to what you focus on. And make sure that you're focusing in on your dreams. Not the not having of your dreams, but the having of them. Feel the bliss, feel the joy, feel the beauty of this morning. I love you guys, and I will catch you tomorrow sometime with another Conscious Coffee from Riviera Maya on my birthday, because tomorrow is my 43rd birthday, and I think we're going out to Exoha tomorrow to just enjoy everything out there. We're going to go off to the cenotes and some snorkeling out there. They have some beautiful coves. I've been out there before, and it's just amazing. So that's where we're headed tomorrow. But today, I'm sure I'll get an article out sometime. Right now, off to the coffee shop I go. I love you guys. As always, remember, stop existing, start living. You can follow me at www.kendalwilliams.com. Know that I always have tons and tons of programs coming up and out. If you ever want to explore any of that to see what I have going on, feel free to message me or go to my website. And if you are interested in how do I get through these challenges, how do I embrace the power that she's talking about, how do I have the sunrise and I actually see it, like actually feel it, actually embrace it? Well, sometimes we need somebody to take our hand and reveal to us our true power. And that's exactly what us coaches are here for. Whether it is me or it is another fellow coach out there, take the step for yourself. Get some help. We all need it. Guess what? As coaches, we have mentors, and we know the power of mentoring. We know the power of coaching, and that's why we have it in our own lives, because we might be self-made men and women in one way, but sometimes we need a little assistance to clear out our own muck. So if you are interested in working with me, make sure that you message me for details. I'd be happy to connect with you, get you everything that you need to get you started on this beautiful, beautiful path of being unstoppable, of embracing your power, and of really, truly seeing the sunrise in your life. I love you guys. I'll catch you tomorrow.